good to be on live. I almost said good morning, but wherever you guys are watching and looking today, we are. My name is Brett with Anvil. Well, I think I'm gonna change that. Like I want to. It's gonna be formerly Anvil Music and Media. We're changing over to the Anvil Group. But um, if you're watching for the first time or on the replay, I appreciate you for joining the channel. And we've got some exciting times. And I'm going to preface this video by saying there's trouble in paradise. Mm, yeah, it's trouble in paradise over at Apple headquarters. So we're going to get into that right away. As you're watching, please let me know as you're coming in. Let me know where you're watching from in the world. Um, this is a channel that's focused on those who are out there globally. Uh, we're excited once again to have you today in this Tuesday edition, this live. So we're just going to get right into it. Um, you guys may not know, in the news lately, Apple has been sort of at a crossroads. Now we know throughout the years, Apple's innovation has been beyond spectacular, right? Like innovation has been just the growth and how they've been able to surpass a lot of the um, those who are in technology, like Microsoft, who's still another technology giant, but Apple is just like out here killing the game. And you know, they've had two, in my opinion, they've had two things to sort of keep them ahead, a step ahead. Number one has been their marketing. Now we all know that Apple's marketing is second to none. Like their marketing is just anything they put out, they're going to market it, and you're going to buy it. Like it's just the name of the game. It's just how it's done. It's how they do. It's a phenomenal marketing. So number one is marketing. Number two is an innovation, and we can go all the way back to the iPod when it was first introduced, right? It wasn't necessarily introduced as an iPod, but it was introduced as 1,000 songs in your pocket. Um, so yeah, we just know that the innovation in the market of Apple is has taken it to many heights. Um, but here of late, Apple has sort of struggled. They've they've really struggled, and I'm going to talk about that. Um, but going back to the iPod when it was first introduced, like the iPod, like I remember looking at um, purchasing one, and of course later on there were MP3s that came along. But the iPod just changed the entire industry, specifically to the music industry. It changed that entire industry. It caused a lot of uproar, and this was Steve Jobs' like baby. Like he turned this little iPod thing into um, just a. It was a different time um, in moving forward with how things would work. So, like the innovation, Apple's innovation is like it's just been what it's been. But here of late, Apple has really has really laid an egg, right? Like um, in terms of innovation, and there is trouble in paradise. So. Uh, and the center of tension currently is Siri, and so there have been a lot. I mean a lot of delays in terms of trying to upgrade and update Siri. Like it's been ugly and embarrassing, says one article. Like um, and several articles have talked to some of the employees of Apple, which I can understand. You like put your mind and you put yourself in the mindset of an employee working for Apple. Like that would be like that's I mean that'd be a dream job for me, right? I'm not a computer programmer or analyst or whatever. I'm just a content guy who happens to talk about the Apple channel. But if you can imagine working for Apple, like you're probably privy to all of the secrets, all of the new technologies, um, whatever is going on. You're actually in it. You're involved in it. Especially those who have been working for like forever, like they've been working forever, working for 5 years, 10 years, in the thick of it. And these employees, if you can imagine working for Apple and you've been working on, like, you're on, let's call it the Siri project, right? Siri. That's Siri. Everybody knows what Siri. You've been on this Siri project for years, and you've seen the development of it, no doubt. You've probably helped with the development of it. It's been out, for 10 plus years. And to this date, nothing's really sort of moved. Like, there hasn't been any progress or any growth in terms of how Siri is going to be placed in the world of AI technologies. And so this is the trouble that Apple sort of run into, because it's getting downright embarrassing, right? Like, all of these delays. Siri is supposed to come out with 18, I believe iOS 18. It didn't come out. It didn't happen. And it's just really been embarrassing in terms of, like, integrating it, or having it as really the face of AI. It really should have been. And Apple sort of had their chance, right? They had their chance. So let me know in the comments, does anybody use Siri? Like, I don't use Siri for anything. Like, number one, it's still like a delay when you talk to Siri. You say, hey Siri. I take that back. I do use Siri to call if I'm, like, calling a family member. But outside of that, like, it's just a very dire situation, right? Like, Siri is, they really just need to X the whole program. I don't know. I think Apple has this sort of pride about them when they release products or software, and they don't want to get rid of it. Prime example, the Apple Vision Pro. You guys heard of that? Like, Apple Vision Pro. Where is that today? Are they talking about that? Is there any sort of innovation? No, not really. Not really. Jay Lee says Android's been more innovative than Apple for the last decade. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you, Jay. Thanks for the comment. But it's Apple has been the face of computer technology and phone technology. Like, there is to me, there's a clear difference between saying the word Android and Apple. But I wouldn't argue with you on that. It's just it goes back to the marketing, right? Like, you have Apple's marketing, and then you have either Samsung or Google. I'm not sure which Android you're talking about, but appreciate the comment for that. But anyway, in recent weeks, Apple has not been able to escape the headlines in terms of these Siri updates. Like, can we get Siri updates, y'all? Like it's Siri updates have been delayed. They're saying delayed at least 3 or 4 times since last June. Like, what are we doing here? So, guys, while you're in, let me know where you're watching from. I appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel. Like this video. I appreciate you for joining. Let me know where you're watching from. We are live. So, but to get back to what I'm saying, there's been, of course, this AI race, and Siri should have given Apple a leg up in this race. Unfortunately, it just hasn't been the case. And to the point, Tim Cook, who is Apple CEO, obviously he took over when Steve Jobs transitioned and passed away. Tim Cook is getting a lot of fire. He's getting a lot of fire. A lot of people are really frustrated with the progress of Siri. Does anybody use Siri? Y'all let me know. Let me know if you use Siri. Give me a rating, your Siri rating of 1 to 10. 1 to 10. 1 being really bad, 10 being really good. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Even you Android users, also let me know if you you can give it a 1. But yeah, I'm just curious to see who actually uses Siri. Like, is it something that you use? Um, but they've had a lot of team meetings lately in Apple headquarters, and it's been trouble, trouble in paradise. So, not that I think that they would get rid of Siri, right? But they've got to do something because they've got these updates coming out. I think Apple is trying to like fill the holes in terms of what are we going to introduce to our audience and our consumer. How are we going to make this innovative again, right? When Siri was introduced, I think probably back in 2000, I think it was introduced in 2010 with the iPhone 4. It was first introduced. Um, Great technology back then. That's 15 years ago, right? Uh, it does pretty much the same thing. Why did it not evolve? Technology is all about evolution. So, um, a lot of people are saying behind the scenes that our Apple employees are saying they got a lot of other commitments than Siri. So, I'm hoping maybe it's something to replace Siri, but they're saying they have a lot of commitments in other products and with other projects, but they've had a lot of meetings behind the scenes trying to figure this thing out. Apple doesn't really comment a whole lot and give you they don't really give you a behind the scenes of what they're releasing and what they're doing. I think that's both good and bad, right? You could be as a company just go dark and not have any sort of communication with your consumer. Don't let them know, and then bam, you hit them with it, and it's like a great surprise. As long as your marketing is fine, you're good. But if you're a company that thrives, if your consumers thrive off of information, it's kind of sort of hard to keep up with the temperatures of what is being released and what's not being released. um, there's another company, Meta, Facebook technology. Facebook does a great job of just letting you know what's going on every time, like literally every time something is released or something is new. Apple is not like that. They don't necessarily divulge sort of information. Speaking of which, Meta has a whistleblower out there who has written a book. This is a former employee at Meta that's written a sort of tell-all book about behind the scenes at Meta. That doesn't seem very good because they actually have uh, the person has gone into litigation. There's been a case, or not a case. There's been a lawsuit from Meta, from Mark, and they're trying to they're trying to to get rid of the book or to silence the person. So it's interesting. The book is out now. I forget the name of it, but I'll try to leave that in the comments. So whole lot of meetings, a whole lot of meetings going on, and the situation is pretty dire, right? I have an article here that I'm sort of looking at. So it's saying customers aren't they're not expecting um, they're really not expecting much from Siri, right? But they want it to be they want Siri to be fully rounded, right? It really should be. I mean, like they haven't even changed. I think you can change the voice to like different accents or different, you know, but it's just no innovation there. Um, you would think that it would be further out than it is, but hey. And of course, Apple has an event coming out, and it looks like they have since pulled the iPhone 16 ad that pretty much showcased the features and added disclaimers, right? And I'm not sure what's going on with the 16, but it's they apparently it's rumored that they're having quality issues, which is not uncommon with new product. You're going to have quality issues as long as you can release the product and you can sort of feed the consumers or feed those who have purchased the product with updates, software updates. But there's a whole lot of criticism. they're talking about Siri in terms of the animation, how it should be displayed. You know, it's voice activation is sort of it's really old, right? It's that predates the early 2000s, right? So, you know, and Siri was right in line. And my sort of take on this is Siri should have been um, really the stepping stone into AI technology, which it did not do. It did not do. It was not a very it did not age well, right? It aged sort of like milk and not wine. It just throughout the years, um, is no good. So let me know in the comments what you think about Siri. Should they exit? Should it be done? Should because this overpromise of how Siri is going to, you know, it's going to be a better product and software. This overpromise is just, you know, they totally under deliver, and it's really you can't really Apple. You really can't falter. You can't really throw the finger or point the finger at anybody else but yourself. Um, it's just a bunch of different issues, right? Um, Apple's marketing specifically for Siri has really hung its consumers out to dry. Like there's not much marketing on it because you know how much they overmarket their products, and a lot of people are angry that are behind the scenes that are working for Apple. They're embarrassed about this, and there just has to be something that has to be done. Um, you know, it's a mess, really. It really is a mess, and I hope that they can sort of figure out what they're going to do. A bunch of different missed deadlines. Like they missed a deadline back in December in terms of Siri updates. Even before that, it was June. They missed a deadline then. This year doesn't seem to be much of a change. So, you know, it's just not, you know, it's sort of a no-brainer, right, to connect Siri to artificial or AI, but why has it taken so long, right? Why is it taking so long? So, let me know, guys, in the comments where you're watching from. Give me a shout out, a thumbs up if you can hear or if you're enjoying this video. Uh, Today we're talking about Siri and the lack of integration and innovation, and just the terrible marketing, right? Like it's just an overpromised product that is just not the staff is not very happy. So um, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So I've been sort of looking and reading at other articles, and it's pretty bad to the point that the Apple now is like they're trying to reassure the Siri team, the members who are feeling disappointed and embarrassed by Apple Intelligence, the delay. There's really supposed to be um, a integration between Apple's their intelligence and I think they're saying in a Siri team meeting, the senior director Robbie Walker acknowledged that employees might feel angry, disappointed, burned out, and embarrassed following the delay, but he praised the hard work of the employees. It sounds like they're just trying to round the troops, like they're really trying to round everybody up and they're really trying to save a product that's sort of that is old. He says, I saw so many people giving everything they had in order to make this happen and to make incredible progress together. I mean, you can imagine working for Apple. Like the morale has to be great because you're working for one of the greatest companies, technology companies out there. But anytime you hit a wall and you just can't seem to get over it, it does sort of crush the morale of those individuals and those people that are there. So uh, I would absolutely love I would love to I would love to see more innovation. Um, but yeah, Black H&B said, "Let me see your set." I'm assuming you're saying you want to see my setup, what I've got in the studio. Is that? Let me see your setup. Yeah, I can show you if that's what you're saying. Um, any comments? Anybody have any comments to add with this video? And like I said, I wanted to like come and talk about this because I think this is sort of under the radar, but it's not. Like what I find out is in the technology world, there are a lot of there's a lot of new news that it sort of goes over the head of like the common person, who is me. I'm the common. Like I just uh, when you do this sort of research, you start to get in the weeds of what's going on, like the sort of ugliness. So we'll see how far this goes. We'll see if they're able to rebound. They seem to always do, right? They always seem to rebound. So, but I wouldn't expect any new features from Siri anytime soon. I don't even really think people are checking for Siri, right? Like they're not checking for the updates on Siri. Um, and they currently don't have plans. They don't have plans to fire their chief, their Surrey chief. I don't know why they call him the Surrey chief, John Giandrea, or any Surrey executives at that time. But there have been discussions about moving additional senior executives under Giandrea to speed up development. So it's a dire situation, dire situation, man. Um, we'll see what happens, man. But anybody got any questions, any comments? Do you feel like Apple should focus on fixing Siri or just leave it all together? Like, Apple's very prideful. Like they don't they don't ever, when they release products, it's like oh, this is the greatest product ever, but they don't ever acknowledge like failures, which you should. I don't know, as a company, there are no really failures. There's only feedback. So there's a whole bunch of feedback going on right now. Um, some people have gone as far as to say that they should focus on redesigning their operating system and not fixing Siri. So basically, redesign the operating system and do away with Siri. Let's look at what they're saying in this article. So this article is in Gadget. This came out yesterday. No, so it says now that Apple's recent slew of hardware releases are behind us. We've got some news on the software side last week. So this is what happened last week. The company publicly announced that it was delaying the smarter, more personal version of Siri. I don't know how more personal you can get with Siri. Like, you know, if I did, I'd be on the team, right? And I'd be making all the big bucks. But first, the company publicly announced that it was delaying the smarter, more personal. I said that um, because Siri's supposed to be powered by AI and technology. Uh, yeah, they kind of missed the boat on that. They missed the boat. Then rumors sprang up again that Apple was giving extensive visual update to its software programs, including iOS 19. That's going to be released later on this year, iOS 19, and Mac OS 16, which are expected to be revealed in the event. So the sources for the redesign rumor are solid. So John Poser dropped a video on his YouTube channel. I'm going to go watch that. Back in January, where he said he had seen a redesigned camera app for the next version of iOS that had a number of interface changes. More cameras, more interfaces. Okay. Let's see, we go down. His thinking is that Apple won't redesign a core app like the camera without bringing changes to some of the rest of OS as well. So, you know, maybe it's a battle between OS and, either redesigning OS and Siri. Um, and so we'll see where that sort of lands. Um, let's see. Mark Gurman has mentioned the version OS, which runs the Vision Pro headset is an inspiration for the new design. So there's an OS, I guess, that's being used in the Apple Vision Pro, which Apple just won't. I don't know. It's not a lot of good products that they've released lately. Like they seem to have reached a point of diminishing returns. I'm not sure. I'm not totally sure about all of these rumors, but um, it just looks like there's a lot of different things, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm sure they're scrambling, and it's they're going to overcome it. So, but right now they're struggling. They're struggling with this in artificial intelligence rollout. I don't understand. Like, if you're a technology company, how can you be struggling with an artificial intelligence rollout? Can somebody tell me? Somebody let me know the reason why this is. What were you focusing on all these years while this technology was sort of coming around? AI is pretty much the future, and all of these other things seem like a distraction, right? So um, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, what's going on? This is Hasnan Ali. How's it going? Thanks for the comment. Thanks for watching. Okay, got you. Hussein Ali? Is that right? Am I saying that right? I apologize if I got your name wrong, but appreciate you watching. Does anybody have any comments, any questions, anything that you guys are sort of have in mind that you'd like to talk about? I just wanted to get up here and talk about Apple intelligence and dealing with Siri. So, yeah, my name is Brett with Anvil Group. And get a chance, go check out my page. Go check out all the videos I have. Have a wealth of videos on technology, computer products, reviews, all of that good stuff. So nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Today we're talking about Siri, and because nobody is talking about Siri, really, because it's such a an old piece of technology. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I live in the eastern part of the U.S. And so yeah, you guys let me know where are you guys from? Where you all from? Let me know in the comments. And once again, I appreciate everybody for joining and sort of joining the conversation. Um, and so we'll see what happens. We'll see if Apple is sort of able to rebound. We'll see if they'll be able to rebound. I'm not totally sure. I'm not totally sure. This could be the beginning of the end for Apple as we know it. Um, I mean, there's really nobody in line to take Apple's place, but I don't I don't see this as a good indicator of what's coming down. So, and it's also good. It's also not good that Apple's not really. They don't really have. They aren't really good at. They aren't really good at advertising or letting you know what's going on, what's been released. Um, these grumblings have come out just because people, I guess people it's seeped through from the developers and those who work for Apple, the employees. You know, eventually, a rumor gets big enough, and if there's enough grumblings, you know what I'm saying. You understand that that's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna cause a problem for those out there. So yep. So hey Lindsay, how's it going? It says cool design from Team U. My YouTube channel name is if you Google at Anvil Group, but the channel name is Anvil Music and Media. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. How are you guys doing today? Let me know in the comments what you guys got going on. I know last time we were up, like people were a bit everybody was a bit chatty last time we were on live. But I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel now that you know who I am and where I am. I actually did introductions at the beginning, so thank you I appreciate you guys for joining. Yep. You guys let me know where you're watching from. Where are you watching from in the world? Let me know in the comments. Put it in the comments. I'm up here on Tuesdays and Fridays, so same time every time. Same time every time. And so, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I'll try to keep you all posted because this is what we do. Really excited and really we're gonna see what's gonna happen in the future for Siri. Don't ask me what I wanted Apple to do with Siri, but I don't. You don't want my opinion. Maybe you do, but I don't really want to see or talk about it. Just don't really. Oh, okay, Pakistan. Hello from Pakistan. Thanks for joining. I appreciate that. Appreciate you joining. Let's see here. Well, thank you guys again. Please join me on Friday. I'll be here Friday, same time and we'll be live. Thank you guys for watching if you're watching the replay of this. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon.